Hi, I'm Mike. I'm on a great hike today. I just went from near the Loon Lake campground to here, right near the Locharkaig summit. And I'm really pleased to see beautiful trestles and recent windfalls that have been cleared. It's a nice clear path, and I'm going to take you along with me on the way back. Thanks for watching this. Here's the big picture, Vancouver Island on the west coast of British Columbia. And the little red dot is the rough area of the hike at the Port Alberni summit. Here are the railways in the area, and the Port Alberni subdivision that I was on of the E&N starts at Parksville on the right side and goes to Port Alberni on the left side. And the other railway snaking its way up the coast is the Victoria subdivision on its way to Courtenay. And the little red line near the bottom is the area of my hike. Here's a close-up of the area at the Port Alberni summit with the highway, Highway 4, the E&N Railway, and a couple small lakes. The red dot in the bottom right is where I started the video portion of my hike, and that was actually the turnaround spot on my out and back hike. And those little red lines are the 3 trestles that I went across, poorly drawn here on this map. And the red dot near the left side is the ending part of the video, the Loon Lake Forest Service Road. I wasn't planning to do a video when I left for my hike. I just wanted to experience a simple walk, and that is what I experienced. And then I decided for the return leg I would document it with video. I didn't have the camera that I normally use for videos, and so I used my phone instead, and I used the wide angle feature, which was nice for the narrow confines of the rock cut, etc. But it does have its limitations, mainly with lighting, and you'll notice as you watch the video that the lighting changes from lighter to darker, and at the same time the color changes as well, from being pretty bland to then being vibrant. And I think a lot of this has to do with just how I was holding the phone and what the angle to the sky was, and whether it was getting more sky or less sky. I don't know. Doesn't really matter to me. I was just happy to go for a hike. The last thing is that I mentioned that this was a great hike. I didn't mean great in terms of distance or effort, I just mean enjoyable. It was actually just over 1 mile long each way. Highway 4 is beside me on the left, up on the cliff, and so you can hear traffic noise in this area. Here's milepost 21, and just beyond it on the left side is where the Locharkaig doubling spur used to be. This big windfall here marks the entrance, or not the entrance, but it tells me where the doubling spur was, right through there. There's a stockpile of rail as well. That's the level ground. There's a drop off there. Level ground continues right there.
Coming up on my right is Summit Lake, known locally as Junior Lake or Dog Lake. It's popular for fishing. And the Trestle at mile 21.4 is at the far end. And we break out into the straight stretch, tangent. And at the end of it, well, it just keeps going straight. There's two trestles on this tangent. First one coming up in just a bit. I love this view. Summit Lake, mile 21.4. There was a fiber optic cable installation project that completed in spring 2022, and this cable down the middle of the trestle is left over from that project. It had to do with workers crossing the trestle on a job site. This tangent section between the trestles is only 0.4 of a mile long. This first bit is treed on both sides, and the second part of it has got a log cut on the left side that comes really close to the railway, but leaves a little bit of a buffer, and that buffer is railway right away, and the trees are just falling over in the wind. Last time I was here, a couple months ago, there was a big tangle of windfalls on the track, and they've been cleared, and cleared likely by recreational users of this area. And so it's clean at the moment, but I think every time there's a windstorm, there will be more trees coming down. And you'll see what I mean when we get there in a few moments. Yeah, so these trees here that are still standing, there's not anything to protect them from a bad windstorm. So I think what will happen is they'll fall over one by one over the next few years. Just like that guy. And this area will just continue to have lots of history lying beside it in form of sawed-off windfalls. Coming up to the mile 21.8 trestle over the swamp. And the last time I was here, this was blocked by windfalls, a bad tangle of them. And I'll show you what it looked like. And here's what it looks like now. Thank you to the people that cleared this. Much appreciated. It's a nice simple trestle. This trestle is the longest one on the entire E&N Port Alberni subdivision. But it's just simple straight. And in the autumn, there's some nice color in the swamp weeds. We got 2 fire barrel platforms intact here, and I'll show you when we get there. So these held fire barrels, water barrels, and now they're just an interesting platform to walk out on carefully after making sure you're comfortable with the strength of the wood. Nice view. Coming up here on the right is where the mile board used to be. It said 21.8. Now just part of a board left. I wonder if we can see it down in the swamp. Nope. I'm sure it's down there. So it's a timber pile trestle, and if you look through there, you can see the old piles that were chopped off and then replaced. Last time there was some major work done here. There's the water barrel. It used to be where I'm standing right now. And there's the moonscape of the logging cut block on the Mosaic property. Yeah, pretty area. Like the old stumps down here. show you what it's like walking. And here at the west end of the trestle is the switch to go to the Arrowsmith Siding. Show you that when I get to it. Yeah, it's a nice view. I like this spot. On my way out, I went down there in the gravel and took a few photographs. I'll show you those now. And I also took some photographs from the other side. Over from here. I'll show you those now. Okay. On a clear night, this would be a great place for star photography. Looking up there. Here's the switch. Switch is locked and it's in the position lined for the main line like it's supposed to be. And most of this siding now is overgrown with seasonal grass. It used to be overgrown with little trees, and they were all cleaned up during the fiber optic cable project. But now it's just grass that will wither away in a few months. And the other plants are coming back too. Here's what it looks like in the siding. Here's a popular trail. And you can see the siding continues, but hard to see the rails. Lots of vines, ferns, and grass. And now we're coming up to Loon Lake. Very popular lake for fishing, and so popular that Mosaic built a formal campground that opened a couple months ago. And there's the siding beside me. And it's still there. I'll show you the west switch when we get there. I'll walk into the siding a bit just to show you. Yeah, that's what it's like. Pretty flowers. Somewhere up here just before the curve is mile 22, and the milepost sign is missing, and as long as I've been coming here it's been missing. It's a pretty view there. Here's some more view of the Arrowsmith Siding and Loon Lake. And the mosaic cut block. Straight ahead, you can't see it yet, is the new mosaic campground. It's the lake. Nice peaceful July morning. And here's the west end of the Arrowsmith Siding. Here's what's called the Frog. And again, the switch is correctly lined for the main line. Through there is the campground. Mile 22.1 trestle, little short one, and the water level is pretty high thanks to, I think, a beaver dam or just a natural dam. It's the entrance to the campground. You can see the clear cut through there, or cut block, whatever the terminology is. There's the outlet of the lake, little dam and a creek. This is a pretty place. Oh yeah, this is nice. Okay, just a short walk around the corner till we get to Loon Lake Forest Service Road, which is where I started, and that's where I'll end. Okay, thanks for watching this video. I really appreciate you, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks. Here comes some traffic.